Hey folks, how you all doing? Lloyd here, or Mr. Hats as I'm known in the VC and have been even through my last channel I had before that got hacked. So today I thought I'd do a different video. It's sort of music related but indirectly. I had people on my last channel and this channel commenting on the things that sit on the shelves behind me. Whatever, there's usually mugs, cups, etc. And they've thought, oh, what's that one? Because they can't quite see it or whatever. So I thought I'd make a video today showing the 20, 21, 22, whatever it is, cups, mugs that are on the shelves behind me, and some that you generally don't see. So yeah, as I said, I've got about 22 of them. They're either music related or TV, movie related, so it's all entertainment in a way, apart from a couple, about 4 or 5 I think are not. And there's a story attached sort of vaguely to one of them, so we'll go through and quickly show you what I've got. Big fan of Back to the Future, so there's my Back to the Future mug. Big fan of Kiss. So I don't drink out of any of these mugs, by the way. I just buy them because I like them and put them on my shelves. There's several of these though, actually. I have this one, Jurassic Park, big fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. Yellow Submarine. Yeah, it's not out of focus, it's actually the cup that's a bit sort of out of focus itself. Not actually the camera there, guys. Bills. This one I picked up at a thrift store. It was 50 cents. It was sitting on a shelf and I picked it up and went, oh my god, that looks so amazing. I had no idea what it was. That's basically what I saw on the shelf. I went, oh my god, that's such a cool mug. It ends up being a Coldplay mug. So yeah, no fan of Coldplay. Used to be many years ago, but yep, it's a nice Coldplay mug. Freddy Krueger there. Nightmare on Elm Street. It's my favourite horror franchise of all time. Picked up this a couple of months ago, actually, just before the 50th anniversary. It was to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Jaws. They released a whole lot of merchandise, and Lynn and I went to the cinema on its 50th anniversary and actually saw it on the big screen. I did see Jaws in end of 1976, early 77. It was still on at the drive-ins here in Australia, and I was only like 9 or 10. And went and saw it, and it scared me shitless, and I haven't swum in the ocean since. So it's amazing what haunts you for the rest of your life, I guess. Here's the other Jaws cup I have, mug. That's the iconic Jaws image, I guess. It was on the cover of the book as well, I think, by Peter Blenchley. I've got the paperback and I'm sure that's the cover on it as well. And the original movie poster. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Glass here. Geelong Cats. That's my AFL football team. My sister actually got this for me for my birthday earlier this year, actually. Yeah, from memory, she got it for my birthday. Pretty sure she did. So sorry, Camilla, if I didn't remember, but I'm pretty sure you got it for my birthday if you're watching. Little humorous one that Lynn gave me. Couples that fart together stay together. As you can tell by that, she's obviously the farter in the household. Big fan of that franchise as well. I've actually lost the rubber top off this. It was actually a coffee cup. But, somewhere along the line I've lost that, but got that one there. We've got Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee, Carl Perkins and Johnny Cash, the $1 Million Quartet. Isn't that cool, that handle there? It's brilliant, isn't it? And around the other side you got the iconic photo of the four of them around there while Elvis is playing piano. Another Jurassic World one there, Dominion. I think I got that last time I went to the cinema, when I saw Dominion at the cinema. Here we have another coffee cup there, and obviously that's the red balloon from It, Pennywise the Clown. That's all there is on that one. Little water behind him from the sewers, I guess. And this is the rubber top I was talking about with the other one. Just got a sippy lid, like for coffee. I mean, this is jumbo size. This one, look at the size of that, jumbo size. Elvis Presley. I'm pretty sure I got this from Graceland when I was there. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did. But there's no official Graceland. Oh, yes, it is. Elvis Presley licensing essentials. So yeah, I would have got that one from Graceland. Next up, we have It Chapter 2. Only in cinemas, so I would have got that when I went to the cinema, got my popcorn, got my drink, and paid a bit extra to get it in this sippy cup. I've got change in here at the moment, but that's where your straw goes in, I guess. So got this one here, fine bone china. Magpies are my favourite birds here in Australia, so I've got this. These are hand painted by a guy called Jeremy Boot. He's regarded as one of Australia's finest wildlife artists. He's actually got a website that you can buy stuff off, but I actually got this in a store. I keep it in here just to protect it being fine bone china. Little certificate of authenticity in there to say he's the man that painted this. So I guess everyone is different when they're hand painted, slightly, aren't they? Because you don't make everything exactly the same all the time. And I also have another one here. It's another fine bone china one from Catherine Castle. And that's the Australian magpie as well. So I'll open that. The last house I actually lived in, I had a family, a flock of about 20-25 magpies living in trees around us. And after a few months of being there, I started feeding them, and then after about 4 months of feeding them, I could call them, whistle, and they'd come in. And then a few months after that, I'd hold out my arm like this with a bit of ground beef mince like this, and there was always one that would land on my arm and hand feed. and following year they'd start bringing their newborn babies around and showing them it's safe to be in this garden and be fed. It's really cool. We ended up hand feeding them. They're very, very intelligent birds. So, yeah. This is cringeworthy for a lot of people. I guess this was given to me as a Christmas present, 2015, by a guy I worked with, a huge supporter of Donald Trump on it. Thought he would get elected that first time against Hillary, and this is what this guy bought me for Christmas that year. So yeah, so he got me that. I had this printed up. I think it might have been, I don't think it was Vista Print, but it was somewhere. And I actually got one for Lynn as well. One says Lynn and Poppy. A man and his dog, a bond that can't be broken. On the other side. And that little puppy dog right next to me there. It looks a spitting image of Poppy, except that's light brown beige and she's actually white. So don't drink out of that one neither. It's a special cup. Only a couple more to go. We have the original Tim Curry Pennywise the Clown there. Not a fan of the original Pennywise, the look of him or anything. I prefer the newer version. Second last, we have Seinfeld, No Soup for You. The Soup Nazi. Yeah, big fan of Seinfeld as well. And finally, last but not least, I have this one. Sometimes I wear a Kray Twins t-shirt. I got two of them on my video. This one is a picture of Ronnie and Reggie. So there's a bit of a Kray connection with my dad's family. So I'll tell you that story now. So Dad's family come from the East End of London. His mum's family did anyway, and she grew up with Ronnie and Reggie Kray's mum, and her family owned a shop, and the Kray twins and the older brother used to come in the shop, and she always, this is stories coming back from my dad to tell now. He said didn't like her, she was a horrible woman, and then she used to tell him, and he's told me, they were horrible little fuckers, talking about Ronnie and Reggie Kray. Anyway, Dad's family, she ended up marrying, his mum ended up marrying, and they ended up running a shop and living above it, sort of like open all hours, I guess, and it was right out the front of White Hart Lane. And they got bombed out in the Second World War, so they moved to the home counties. Some of them stayed in London, and the other half came to Australia. So the ones that came to Australia was Dad's uncle's second cousin or something like that. There's a sort of a semi-distant relationship, and that's David Boone, the Australian cricketer. That's his dad's side of the family. A couple of people removed from being direct family, and yeah, dad had a nephew or a cousin, not sure what, stayed in London, and an uncle, and both of those actually worked for the Kray Twins. The uncle used to manage a boxing club and was a boxer that the Kray Twins used to go in, because they had a couple of gyms they went to, and the nephew or cousin, I'm not sure exactly who he was, but he used to be a rent collector for the twins, and the uncle did that as well, sort of, when he wasn't in the gym. So yeah, there's a bit of a connection to the Kray Twins. And my dad's mum actually went to the Kray Twins' mum's funeral, and also attended both Ronnie and Reggie's when they died as well, and they were in close vicinity to the family, so that the family was connected to the Kray twins quite significantly, I guess, especially in the 1950s and early 60s there, before the Krays went to jail in the late 1960s. There was also something about my dad's mum used to go and visit them in jail as well, but I can't remember that side of the story too much, so I'm not going to get into that. That could just be a bit of hearsay. And also, not related to the Kray twins, my dad had another cousin, second cousin, and he used to be a gun runner. He used to go under the guise of being a modelling photographer, and he would always be going to, this is the 60s and 70s and into the early 80s, to hotspots around the world to take his models to do fashion photography. And the family always used to say, why are you going there? Why are you going there to that hotspot? Don't you know it's dangerous? Oh yeah, but this has been pre-planned, blah blah blah. Anyway, apparently on his deathbed, before he died, he actually admitted to the family that he was out there selling weapons to one side or the other in these regional conflicts around the world. So he used the photography business as a front to do that. Can't remember who he was working for, who was paying him. It was some government paying him, and he was at a, what would you call it, like a congressional investigation, I think it was in England, about gun running and all these things and what these gangs are getting around the world. So he was involved in that as well in the late 70s, early 80s. So makes you wonder why mum and dad left England like in a really big hurry and moved to Australia. Maybe they wanted to get away from all that gangland stuff. So people, subscribe to my channel, or I'll send round the Kray Brothers security service to come and knock on your door, especially you guys in England. Anyway, that's all I got. Just thought I'd show you these mugs and cups that I've got, and I promised a couple of people there was a story about the Kray twins, so there you have it, and with the connection to my dad's family. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope I didn't bore you too much till the end. Stay safe, take care, all for now, catch you around, and bye folks.